Welcome back to another episode of Single Squad, where my name is Mr. Yankee, Jonathan Sawyer. Let's get it done, boys. It's time for a 3-game tear in the Bronx.
Yes.
With me is Mikey Mike.
One season begins.
Grandpa Jay.
The other Megan.
Don't listen to this guy. All right, we got a text message, quote unquote, I hate this team. I hate the Yankees. It seems like somebody's turned the tide all of a sudden.
Well, no, I don't like Alabama, so. So, no, I mean, the Yankees are in a desperation game here tonight against Tina's nephew's favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays, and he was giving it to me the entire series. He literally sent me, Thomas sent me a definition of what BTA means, belt to ass.
Yep.
How often have the Blue Jays done this to the Yankees?
All year.
All year.
In the playoffs.
Well, I mean, how often has the
rarely
Blue
do they
Jays
play.
been relevant until '93?
That's what I mean. So for
it
those
is
fans,
cool, though.
it's a big deal.
It is cool seeing those road fans, and it's like the Phillies. Like, I want them to come back so bad because if the Yankees just dissolved as a team and they're like, nah, I'm good, we're not gonna let you play anymore, I'd be a Phillies fan because that would be like. The hype around them, the song of the playoffs they build off of is just unreal. I mean, I just enjoy their fandomship because, you know, what do I gotta say? Go Birds! Let's go, baby! Woo!
Really?
It don't matter if they win or lose.
We got
win or lose. Win or lose, baby. Win or lose. Win or lose.
Well, I mean, if the Yankees were to dissolve, it'd be a very sad day. I would probably be a Cubs fan, honestly, because apparently I just like torturing myself with teams not winning.
Straight torture.
But I don't know. I've always kind of liked the Cubs. Maybe it comes from Rookie of the Year, the movie with Henry Rosenbagger, Rowan Gardner.
So,
If the Yankees dissolved, who would you like, Jay?
I don't care about the Yankees.
The Tampa Bay Rays.
The Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, well, I'm so sorry then.
So, yes, we had a long weekend of football. It was like I went live yesterday on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it. Elon Musk, Twitter, whatever it is. And it was a very interesting, like, reading back Trey's text to me, because I like to start shit, and that's just me. And I like to start shit with Trey, especially. So I texted in our group chat saying, what a terrible weekend in sports. And mostly because my team's got the BTA to them. So, Trey, in normal fashion, decides to just absolutely, while I'm sleeping, go off on my phone, and basically I wake up to 30 text messages between Grandpa Jay and him talking about the games. And
I was just instigating in the middle of the 30. I just got like one in there after the first.
You're just like, what game? Which one? Like, you weren't even instigating. You're just like, which one?
He's slowing down. Poke.
I think the Red Wings are good. What? We're not even talking hockey, bro. But it was a great weekend in football. Yes, the Eagles did lose, and the Bills. The two undefeated. There's no more undefeated teams in the NFL, and you know it was going to come at some point. The NFL is just so sloppy right now.
Yeah.
And that has been my take on it. Everything from like
everybody except the Colts. The Colts have played the most solid football on both sides of the ball.
I'm talking about like from everything from like play calling, defense, and officiating. I think this has been the worst first 4 or 5 weeks that I've seen as far as officiating in the NFL, where there's just like flag. I mean, what? The Bills and the Patriots had almost 100+ yards in penalty yards.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
At halftime.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
at halftime.
It's insane.
It took them 6 days. They just finished the first quarter.
Yeah.
Today.
The game stretched. The game definitely stretched way too long.
Like, it's just, I'm so irritated by the officiating going on in college football and in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I just don't know where to go with it. Like, it's just so bad. They're so ticky-tacky. They don't let defensive players hit, but then when they call it targeting or they call a hit on a quarterback, and I feel like a broken record every week, like, what is this resolution to this, Jay?
None. I think we're stuck with interpretation by
mediocrity.
Game. It's just accepting that different officiating crews are going to see it in a different way. And it's one of those calls that happen bang, bang most of the time. And unfortunately, they can't always review them all and take them back if it was a bad call. In certain circumstances, when it doesn't affect the game in a major way, you're like, whatever, it's a 15-yard penalty. But when it keeps the drive alive and a team gains momentum off a bad call, then we can go ahead and say this is disadvantageous to the other team that was playing a lot better.
Like the Eagles against the Broncos when they called the intentional grounding, moved the ball. Then literally as Bo Nix is about to snap the ball, they go, nah, we're gonna negate it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You can't just pick it up.
Unless it was reviewable based on the time when it happened in the game, right?
I mean, I don't know, but it was just like, and I'm not just calling my game out, I'm calling every game out because it's just sloppy. You watch some targeting in college football that it's just if the guy, it's clear cut. Lunge with the head, you lunge or launch yourself at the guy, it's targeting. Yeah. Oh, that one's not really targeting. No, you have to make it all targeting because what?
But so long as you're allowing humans to call the penalties, there's some level of interpretation.
I think Bubba can call the penalties.
Probably. I think he would do a good job.
Bubba, Charlotte, and P. He would just be like running into the ball.
He would just follow the ball and not be even looking at the players.
Hey, we're going to P with the call.
That 70-yard friggin' Hail Mary friggin' Patrick threw. Gosh, you'd have been going nuts on that.
Or Jalen, you see P come across the screen.
She's 9 feet in the air.
And then there's a pancake in the end zone.
If you don't know who P is Polly, his dog. Him and Shelly's dog. So, but
ball hog.
Yes, and ball hog. But I mean, overall, what a weekend of upsets in college football.
Yeah.
Let me get your guys' take on that. Like, what was your because I know you were at a meet, I think, all week on Saturday. No, you were at a wedding. Mm-hmm. What was your reaction when you looked at your scores and all you saw was upset?
Well, I was with Drew, so as much as I can't be happy for any Florida fan, at least I had a fan in front of me to actually give him a high five because I was like, hey, if you guys didn't win that game, you were looking at like a 2-win season. So he's like, I know this. So at least for Florida fans, it might be a safe base for them. But they call a lot of these upsets, right? Like a lot of people predicted that these things would happen. I'm sad that Vandy didn't show out a little more. I thought they were going to be more competitive, and it looked that way for a quarter and a half. Yeah. I did see that.
Boy, they started off hot.
They started off great.
Punt return for a touchdown. I was like, oh boy. Yeah. Was it a punt? I think it was.
No, it was a long rush.
Was it a long rush?
And then what really changed the game is Alabama getting that turnover when they were ready to go up by 10 or 14-0. That changed the whole momentum of the game. But, we like it. It's 2 weeks in a row now where we're seeing we don't know who the top team is. I said last week I think Miami's the best team. It doesn't mean I think they should be ranked number one. That's just my interpretation of it. They played like it because they pretty much shut FSU up for most of the game. So they had 3 points with like 8 minutes left in the game or something, so it was all garbage time. So I feel like we're at a point now where maybe we can say we know who the top 3 teams are: Ohio State, Oregon, Miami. And then after that, we don't know. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And Miami doesn't look that good. They're winning games. Like, they start off hot, and then it's like they fall off at the end. Like, Florida State was I was watching with Tina. Obviously, she's a Florida State fan. They were probably like a good hurry up offense ready to go to tie the game. So I was like, all right, is Miami gonna like step it up, or are they just gonna continue to let them get back? And then also it was 28-22, and I was like, oh boy, if they get this onside kick, like it's over. Like the way they've been playing. So, Mike, what's your take on your G-men here this past weekend? We're not going to talk about the Irish.
Well, I mean, why? It's the only team I had all weekend that won.
Well, they played Boise State. USF beat Boise State.
Yeah. Okay, the Giants played the Saints.
Yeah, and lost.
Exactly. That's my point.
Do you want to hear a crazy stat from that game? That is the first win for a drafted quarterback by New Orleans since 1998.
Jesus. What quarterback was that?
I have to look back and see who it was. But
Fun fact. There you go. Like, well, I mean, you had like decade plus of Breeze.
Yeah. And they just kept bringing in people. So.
Yeah. As far as the G-Men goes, it's very clear that the offense, the Jackson Dart is showing flashes of being the guy, but that this offense right now can do nothing without the threat of Malik Neighbors on the field.
I think it's just adjusting. Realistically, like it's adjusting without your star receiver. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. It hurts. But I think it's an adjustment game plan. When you look at coaching, this is where coaching comes in, where you're going to say not one player is going to define me, even if he is the best player on our team.
Yeah.
We need to adjust. You have other good threats there. I mean, what do you have? Galladay still, right? You have who's there?
Galladay's gone.
Yeah. Who's one of the receivers?
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale Robinson.
Okay, he's a glorified 4.
Okay, but like I'm saying, you have receivers on there that you can make it work with if you scheme up a good game plan.
But that's the thing; it's good. Like if you compare them to the Bucks have
right.
enough
They have
depth.
top 3 receivers.
They have enough depth where 3 and 4 can actually be 1 and 2
right.
and have the same production. Because the Giants don't have that, and they have a rookie quarterback. I think it's too hard of an adjustment. I think Malik makes it so easy for Dart because he can run routes that are unorthodox. He's fast. He can go up and get the ball. They don't have anybody like that right now. So now you're dependent on your ground game that has not really come to life. And Scatterbo had pretty loose hands in that game, right?
I mean, yeah, it's because the way he's been running, they've been using him a lot. So without the threat of a number 1 receiver out there, it's like, okay, well, when in doubt, they're probably going to go to Scatterbo. Like, so case in point, to illustrate it, the number 3 receiver in the game this week was an undrafted free agent.
Oh.
That's the lack of depth they have at receiver.
Yeah, I just think...
And even Jalen Hyatt, they outright refuse to use him. And I don't get it. I don't.
mean, it must be something where he's not learning the routes, or learning the schemes, learning whatever he's learning. He's not doing it. So, I mean, it's a growth, right? This team is young, and they're not going to go win a Super Bowl, right?
No, I didn't.
They could with neighbors, but
at least they had the Jets right now, man. That's true. That franchise
terrible.
looks so
But something happened on
bad.
Sunday that was pretty, and I wanted to throw it to you about this. Jonathan Gannon broke coaching protocol this past weekend. After a botched, my favorite thing to like to go, oh great, glad Vladdy goes off for a home run. That's always good. There you go, Thomas.
Awesome.
There you go, Thomas. There's 2. I told you, it's sweet. Bring out the brooms.
Hey, but the Rangers are on the power play.
As a coach, what's going through his head when he's doing that? I know you're not at the tier of NFL, right? But what's going through his head on a bonehead move like that, but then him making a bonehead coach?
It's rage, and his emotions got the best of him in that moment because he's outraged that somebody at the professional level who is coached to not celebrate before the job is done decides that let me have my moment before the moment is complete. So it's pure rage, and I can understand that part of it. But the reaction, so the follow through to that reaction, no, that is as unprofessional as it gets. You never put your hands on a player. We're way past that right now. And it's the manner. If you grabbed him by his freaking collar and said, come here, let me, like, was in his face and was very vocal.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because then you're pulling him in and you're like, come here, one-on-one right now.
I'm okay with
you
that.
could not do that to this team. We had this game won. But to just take his hand back and just swing out of anger, no, you got to be more composed. You are the leader of the entire team. They go off of your emotion. So if you can't manage it, you tell your assistant right away, whoever, defensive assistant coordinator, whoever's your guy, hey, you go handle that. I need to be 50 yards away from this guy right now. Take a freaking walk. Like, take a walk right there. But his emotions got the best of him. All of us would hope that in situations like that, we'll act civil. And some of us, it gets the best of us. Unfortunately for him, there's 55 cameras on him at every angle, so it's going to be recorded and it's going to be played over and over again. And we're going to get to criticize him like we're doing now. And rightfully so, because he should have never put his hands on him.
And personally, like when I saw it, I was like, damn, like that's not good. And like I'm one of the people that say, hold on to the freaking ball until you get to the back of the end zone. Mm-hmm. How do you drop the ball, right? But to that point of what you made, he just crossed the line. And honestly, kudos to him for going into the interview and basically calling a team meeting and saying, look, I was wrong, and I understand if anybody wants to talk out at me now. Let's handle this here and let's exit and be done with it. And he was fined $100,000. So, I mean, I think we should move on from this and stop with all this because he owned up to it. He had a big team meeting. He apologized which I think he had to. He had to, right? But like I think he basically meant it, and you could feel it, the apology in the interview. So, but when we're thinking about like NFL and last night with the Chiefs absolutely blowing a lead, which we haven't seen ever.
No.
or very seldom they've blown leads.
No, exactly. It's very un-Chief-like.
Is this the downfall of the dynasty of the Kansas City Chiefs? Mike?
Yes.
Ooh,
I don't think this particular game is what ends it, but I think the dynasty is over for now because, especially after the run they've been on, they've shown themselves to be mortal. They've shown themselves to be beatable. The depth is not there. Travis Kelce is not the same player. He's still not a bad player. I would never say he sucks or anything like that, but he's not the same. It's week after. I think we're deep enough into the season.
He had 10 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown last night.
But every week there seems to be a crucial catch he doesn't make.
What did he make last night?
I mean,
he had one where that Travis Hunter just made a great play on. I watched the entire game. I didn't see one catch that he didn't make.
All right, so I'm gonna make. Here's how real it gets for the Chiefs, sitting at 2-3 right now. They have a 3-game homestand, but coming home is the Detroit Lions for a Sunday night showdown next week.
Yeah.
Well, this week, and then they got the Raiders, which is always a tough game for them, and the Commanders. Then they go to Buffalo before their bye.
Yep.
Then coming off that bye, they are at Denver. They host the Colts, who are the darling of so far of the NFL. And then they're at Dallas. And I don't like saying it, but they might have a hard time keeping up with Dallas. Dallas has been scoring a lot. So looking at that team could easily be 4-6 going into week 11 after that bye in week 10.
I mean, I don't underestimate that they need a big win against a big team, and I think next week is going to show us a lot about what the Chiefs at home against Detroit. Detroit's still looking a little off since with losing Ben Johnson, losing Aaron Glenn. They haven't looked as dominant as they did last year. Obviously, you're never going to because now you have tape on everything that the players have that you didn't see the year before.
Right.
But Gibbs still looks great. Montgomery looks great. I'm gonna say Brown, top 5 receiver. You got Goff, who's playing at top 10, top 5,
playing at top 5 level.
Yeah,
I mean,
if not top 2, right now. So it's like, this will be. They need a signature win, and then
it's a must win for them.
It is. I don't think it's as must win as it is for Baltimore. Baltimore needs to figure. They need to figure something out.
Baltimore's done.
I don't think so.
They just traded one of the best defensive players on a defense that has been awful.
Yep.
No, I don't think they're done. I think they're making the playoffs. Right here. I'm saying it right now. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a wild card team. They may not win the division, but their division is not that good as it is.
Yeah, the division's winnable like the NFC South.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they can make a playoff run. If one of these, I think Cooper
but at some point, the defense has to show up.
Yeah.
It's not like all of a sudden you're going to go into a game and like, all right, let's beat Cincinnati of last year. Let's win games 38-35.
They've been undisciplined on defense.
Yeah, they really have.
It's not that they haven't been good. They haven't been disciplined enough, and that's the difference than being good. They do have great key players on the defensive side. They just haven't been disciplined enough. They've been taking stupid penalties and just dumb things because Kyle Hamilton's playing at a great Pro Bowl level right now. You got this. I forget the safety's name. What's his safety name? He's pretty much manning that secondary. I think it's Marlon.
He's a corner, but Hamilton's the safety.
Safety. That Kyle. Okay, so switch it around. What I was just saying. Hamilton's locking that secondary down with his guys. I just think they're not being disciplined. They're taking dumb penalties. Yeah. And last week, let's be realistic. We all knew kind of like what was going to come to that game. Yeah. I said they were going to go undefeated for the next 5, like you said, but I think Houston is just a team that needed that. Yeah. They needed that because they needed to get going because they've been looking like, what the hell just happened? Yeah. So when you look at Baltimore, I mean, they still have all the key pieces to make a playoff push right now. I don't think they're over with. They're 1-4 right now.
Right, but here's my thing.
They might have Lamar back in a week or so.
But how is that hamstring going to keep bothering him the rest of the year? His main weapon is his legs and his ability to extend plays, if not run the ball himself. The other thing is this. We say you can make a playoff run. They haven't with a more reliable defense.
No, I said
a
a
healthy
playoff
Lamar.
run, meaning like they make the playoffs.
Okay,
like a run to the playoffs, not
so
inside the playoff. They'll make the playoffs. I don't think they'll go far. There's a difference from that. I don't make a playoff run to the Super Bowl.
Fine, I'll rephrase it then. Their Super Bowl hopes are done.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see them making the playoffs, maybe making a first round win and then losing.
I felt like it hasn't happened recently. Looking here, 15 teams in the history of the league have gone 1-4 and still made the playoffs. Most recently, the 2020 Commanders, the 2018 Colts, and the 2016 Dolphins. That's only happened in even years, so maybe it's not the year for Baltimore.
Maybe it might not be the year for Baltimore. Yeah. I have my doubts as to their ability to contend with the big boys of the AFC, let alone the rest of the NFC.
I kind of like where we're going here. Do we want to kind of go on our hyper hoax train right here, since we're talking about are they for real? Are they going to make the playoffs?
I want it. So I have one player that I want to know if you guys are believing some of the hype, or if we can officially call him a hoax. Trevor Lawrence. He just got a big win against Kansas City. He had the most Jaguars touchdown ever.
The butt drop. Shut him down.
The fall twice and still score. But at this point, we're in what, year 4 or 5 of Sunshine?
5.
And he just hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be. Number 1 overall pick, major franchise quarterback. It seems very inconsistent. So what do you guys think? Do you believe his hype still?
I don't think he's not lived up to it. I think he's had a couple good seasons where they made the playoffs runs, and they literally almost beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Or AFC Divisional game in Kansas City. Yeah. So I don't think that he hasn't lived up to the hype. I think the last couple of years has been what Doug Peterson typically does with teams. Mm-hmm. He has first 2 years of success, like what he did in Philadelphia. I forget where he was before that, but he did the same thing. So he has these runs where he has a pretty good couple of years, gets the best out of the guys, and then it starts to fade away. But I think that team was just very old. I think what we're seeing out of Trevor Lawrence is finally we're starting to see guys come into this where he's got an offensive line now that can block for him. He can sit in the pocket for more than 3 or 4 seconds. I think, he's now got Travis Hunter, who's arguably probably one of the best athletes in the league right now. When you look at, he can play both sides. He can do a lot of things. That acrobatic catch he made, so if he does overthrow a ball, he knows his guy's going to go up there. That was the best thing about Calvin Johnson. You could just throw it up in the air.
And Etienne's leading the league in yards per game. So
right. So he's got key pieces. And we always say best quarterback has best players around him all moving as a machine. Mm-hmm. If one player is out of whack, that throws that machine out and they're not running as a good operating. So I'm saying hype. I don't think he's a hoax. I think he's hype. I mean, I think he's a great quarterback who can become what we all hoped he would be.
Hoax.
Yeah, he's a hoax.
Yeah, he's riding on the coattails of his defense right now, making big plays. And this is kind of been Jacksonville's MO when they do have a big season. It's kind of like the Bucs, right? That was for the longest time. Is if the Bucs defense is making plays and creating turnovers, and the plus-minus margin is much more in the plus region, the Bucs are going to have a successful season and they're going to make a run. So we're seeing the blueprint of what this Jacksonville team needs. However, like John said, the offensive pieces are there for them to keep improving and for Trevor to keep improving. So right now I'm going to say hoax, but I'm riding on a thin coattail where I think that could flip on the dime at any moment in the season where he becomes more confident. And shit, what more do you need after beating Patrick Mahomes and and having the game-winning touchdown, even though it was completely unorthodox. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say hype in the sense of I believe he can be the quarterback that we thought he was. I just think right now it may need to be on a different team. I feel like it may end up running its course in Jacksonville because I don't think they're...
You have to be a Giant?
Do I? No, I'm good with Dart. But I think he may need to maybe New Orleans or a team like that or maybe...
So similar situation?
Well, I mean...
They're a total rebuild. I think he's better on. I think he's better on a team like the Rams if they're undecided.
Well, there's that
right,
too,
and Stafford's about to move on in a year, a year from now.
Offensive line, great defense.
That's a much better situation.
I think a lot of these quarterbacks nowadays. That our boy G-Man. Oh, that our boy.
Run, Aaron.
Run, Captain. Al Capitan.
All right, cut the lead.
It's like we're hitting the over in this game, boys.
All right, so Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine gets the win next, and he's hyped up. But he's on a hoax for Grandpa Jay over there. Yes. So I know we're going to play mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yes.
Compare it. So I'm just going to go with my mirror. I'm going to compare the Ravens to the Florida State Seminoles. I think both those teams make the playoff.
Okay.
Florida State's only got 2 losses now. If they run the gamut, they could pretty much be 10-2. And like I said, yes, exactly what you just said. There are 3 teams in college football right now that look amazing and what could be the top 3 teams. But the other 9, I have no idea because I have seen Alabama become, and sorry, Herman Raj, and I'm sorry, we lost a subscriber today because they said you're not an Alabama fan. We're unsubscribing, and I got a text from it. So, much love there, Herman Raj. But Alabama, yes, they look good right now, but it's like, okay, are they going to have that Kalen DeBoer fall off like last year? Georgia does not look as dominant on the offensive side. Defensively wise, Georgia's probably the best, the number 4 team in the country.
I would say Texas A&M is actually.
Texas A&M sneaky good. Yep. And then, I mean, we're forgetting Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the best team in the SEC right now.
Don't we talk about that? It's crazy that before it's like, hype up the SEC.
That's the team I was going to say. Teams, it's like
right?
Ole Miss is still good.
Ole Miss is the best team in the SEC and nobody's talking about it.
Not one person.
Yep.
I mean, then you have you said Oregon. What other teams? Indiana's number 7. This week is 7 versus 3.
Yep.
So what are we going to see from Indiana in Oregon this weekend?
Yep.
I'm not sure what we're going to see from Florida State for the rest of the year. What they showed me in the second half versus Miami. Now Miami might have pulled the gas back a little bit, but I think they have the momentum where Florida State has that offense and that defense is good. Mm-hmm. That defense is good, and I think they can go in and make a run, beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and get themselves in the playoffs as well as the Baltimore Ravens.
That's a good comparison.
What you got?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. The Penn State Nittany Lions, or other way around, are the Buffalo Bills of college football.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
All right, and here's why I'm going there, and it's quite obvious because you guys know where I'm going with this. It's simple. You can beat the cupcakes. You lose games you're not supposed to lose, but you can't beat Big Brother, and you haven't shown me that you could do it yet. And until you do, Penn State is the Buffalo Bills of college football, or the Buffalo Bills are the Penn State of the NFL, however you want to do it. That is my mirror on the wall.
See, and you guys, I know you guys were talking shit to me in the group chat, and okay, give it to me how you want, but the problem with the Bills is they just don't run a good offense for Josh Allen's
Penn State.
For his no, but you're like, I don't think Josh Allen is Drew Aller.
No, I'm not comparing the players. What I was saying, it's the same thing. Yeah. He could be better, but you're not running the right offense for him to succeed. Same thing. Josh Allen could be the unanimous MVP if you're running the right scheme.
And Tina and I talked about it, that Josh is getting to the point where he's just saying, well, fuck it. I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And it's like that thing on Instagram.
To try and win a Super Bowl.
I'll do it myself. It's like that's what I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting for every game. And no receiver. And I'm kind of disappointed in Keon Coleman. So just a little bit.
Game, though.
He had a good game, but it's like I'm waiting for him to take that. Mm-hmm. You know what Stephon Diggs did? He got open for his guy. Yep. And I hate to say it because I know that burns every Bills. Yep. But like all these star players, they do something to get open. Mm-hmm. They know how to. They don't just go to their routes and sit. And I'm waiting for Coleman to just. It's like, come on, take the step.
Yeah.
But they even said he was a slow developer, even from a football IQ standpoint, slow developer. So he's the kind of guy who sit on it for 3 years. But you need to sit on it for 3 years because he's also young, right? He came in at, 20?
21.
Right? So,
maybe he's so talented, and he can go, and he's tall. He's a big guy. You know who he reminds me of? A.J. Brown.
He does.
Yes, because he's a big physical receiver, can go up and get the ball. I think I agree with you what you said, is that A.J. Brown came out of college, not very highly touted, and made himself a good receiver in Tennessee, and now look at him. I think that's what we're going to see the path of Coleman. So Bills fans out there, if you're unhappy with him, just calm down, give him a few years. He will be your guy's star. Don't write him off too quickly. Mafia is pretty quick. Pretty quick to.
I know. Mikey, mirror
yes, mirror, mirror on the wall. The Cincinnati Bearcats are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, comeback
of college football, because they always seem, outside of the 2 games they've played so far this year that have been like super like FCS, like we're supposed to just beat you. But as far as FBS teams, they play up and down to their competition, and they seem to be finding wins in close matchups.
Big win for them.
Just trying exactly. They seem to be finding ways to win and could probably dominate their conference, just like the Buccaneers could probably dominate the division. But how long can you survive against tougher opponents?
All year, baby. All year.
Winning by a field goal at the end of the game. So, yeah, to me, the Cincinnati Bearcats just feel like the Buccaneers to me.
I mean, the Chiefs made it all over the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They won the most, 11-0 last year? The most, like, single-digit games.
I know they got crushed in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Thank you. But it's the truth. They made it to the Super Bowl with kicking field goals and winning games. Yeah. It doesn't matter, and I hate this. I hate that we criticize teams on how they win. Well, win is a win. That's a positivity walking in the locker room. Yes, there are some nuances of the game that we look at and we say, okay, yeah, you could have done this better. You could have done that better. Yeah, you're not going to play a perfect game, but a win is a win. Be happy with the win that you get. Like, it's very difficult in college football, especially at Power 5. It's very difficult in the NFL to get a win. So when you do when you're getting those wins and you're stacking up, stop being so critical of, oh, we only won. Oh, they didn't get A.J. Brown the ball. Oh, they didn't do this right. They didn't do that right. It's a win's a win. That's all that matters. Because what matters at the end of the year when you hoist that trophy up. So
nothing but a win.
No. I didn't care who scored the touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
I know
half the defense scored the touchdowns. Yeah. I didn't give a shit. Scored a touchdown, win the game. Mm-hmm. Everyone gets a ring at the end of the time, so it doesn't matter. So stop being so critical of your teams every single week that when they win, it's like, oh, they only won by a field goal.
There have been a lot of teams that have won ugly Super Bowls with an ugly playoff run.
Most Super Bowls are ugly. Mm-hmm. There's only a few games that are very, like, non-ugly Super Bowls. I mean, like, I thought the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl was great.
Oh, it was.
That was a defensive showdown, and everyone else was saying, like, oh, this is boring. I'm like, this is awesome. This is two bone-crushing defenses going head-to-head, just dominate each other.
Of course, 3-0 is riveting. John's on the couch like, let's go!
Bro, how isn't 3-0 a good game? Like,
are we kidding right now? Would you guys like to jump in here? How about you guys comment and say why 3-0 highly entertains you guys after a whole half of football? Go ahead.
I play defense, so for me, I love defensive showdown.
But it's not entertaining.
Okay, so I got something that's been grinding my gears about the NFL. We need, and I want to hear your take. We already talked about it, but what do you think about a great game? Teams fight hard. They go to overtime. They're fighting hard in overtime, back. And you have a great football game. A high-scoring game, but it ends in a tie. And I think you know the game I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's.
What's your thoughts?
It leaves too much to the imagination. It's self-defeating for both teams because you gave your all and you got to draw from it. I think it's about time the NFL decide let's eliminate the draws. It makes no sense. You should leave as a winner, and it's an easy fix. The easy fix is adopt the college model to some extent. And my idea is if you start at the 25 for the first overtime, you keep moving it back 10 yards. And so at some point, you're going to get where you're going to have kickers going at it with each other, and one of them is going to miss. Because if you start on the 55 and you only gain a couple yards, you're going to have to attempt to kick anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you have to attempt it. The other team's getting the ball, so you have to make an attempt. So it will be entertaining. At some point, we're going to see a 68-yard attempt or something egregious to where we're like, how the hell could they even do this? But they have to. They're forced to do it. I think the game will add more of a flair to it if you go that way, because we know we're watching until there's a winner. We're not begging for some team to score before the clock runs out.
Yeah, that's what we said last week. Is just trying to have something that's, and it's not fair to the fans. Like Trey, like I said, mentioned 3 times already. Trey has said he's put out a tweet saying this sucks, spending 4 hours watching a great football game to just end in nothing. Yes. To watch teams be like confused, like a game, like what do we do? I mean, I guess you can match it to, soccer in a way. Like a big soccer match ends in a tie. How do you feel?
Well, like it has to go to penalties, and it's anticlimactic when it's in a huge tournament like the World Cup that penalties decide a World Cup winner.
Because you're so close.
But you can't keep playing. Like after playing 120 minutes, they're knackered. That you can't keep them going. You're gonna sustain injuries, even though it's the finals. You can't just keep them playing. Yeah. So there has to be a way to end it, and that's how it is in soccer. I can't. A kickoff won't really make sense for football, right? Like if you just say, okay, field goal kickers, you're on this side, you're on that side, keep moving it back 10 yards.
That'd be sweet.
Field goal shootout.
What if it's simultaneous field goals? So they have a clock that counts it down, and you have to kick before the clock, and both of them are on the same clock, so one could psych the other one out and go to fake early and force the other one to go up. Or you get 4 points if you're the first one to make it.
That. You know what you should do? Oklahoma's.
Oklahoma.
No.
You guys know what that is?
Yes. And there's no way they would do that.
No,
they're already concerned about concussions.
No owner has agreed to that in the meeting, my bro. No, there's no owner.
It's illegal to do anymore in high school or anywhere. So that would just be so awesome. Can you imagine it's just like Myles Garrett versus like Derrick Henry lining up? It's like two fucking
wild out. And they just both like
just standing there.
And they both just fall back simultaneously, straight dead. Wow.
Who hit first? Who hit first?
We're going to instant replay on whose head smacked the door first.
That WWE referee comes running down the ramp like he does. It was the one that like looked funny when he was running.
Charles Robinson.
He's running for like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, the ramp was like a mile long, so he's just.
All right, guys. Well, before we wrap up here, we got the NHL starting tonight. Yep. Your Rangers are starting tonight in a new uniform. It looks like.
It's their like throwback.
Okay, well that's weird to start the season out as, but former Pittsburgh coach Mike Sullivan coaching against his former team after winning a couple cups with them. We got the Florida Panthers, I think, won against the Blackhawks, defending champs, losing Big Barkov for the rest of the year. Prediction already we have Connor McDavid signing a 2-year deal, which is a prove-it-to-me deal in Mike's terms.
For the owners.
No, nothing but the team.
Yeah.
Who wins the Stanley Cup final right now?
That's tough. You know what? I think third time's a charm. I'm going to say Edmonton.
Okay. Jamie?
The league wants that, and that's what the league needs. I'm going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes.
All right. Not a bad pick.
I'm going to say it's going to be their year. We're going to have a Canadian team.
Toronto.
It's going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What if these Toronto win too?
You don't have to show up on time tonight.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That was unnecessary. That was just wholly unnecessary.
I can't even. You know what sucks is like you say something, I can't eliminate you.
You can't take the box.
I can't take the box out.
And Toronto fans would have won an NBA championship, a World Series, and a Stanley Cup all in a 5-6 year span.
Yes.
So
good for the city of Toronto.
Yeah, good job, city of Toronto. So yes, and I just want to give one last final thought out to Kyron Lacey's attorney, Kyron Lacey's family. Thoughts and prayers are with you this week as we had some really gut-wrenching news come out about, and it just takes me a little back a little bit about how everything is so fucked up, and it's angering to not get pissed off about this type of stuff, and I'm trying to keep my cool on it, but all I have to say is shout out to his lawyer for never giving up on him, even after he gave up on himself. Totally understand it, and but it just sucks that we lost someone off of not having the actual evidence, not having the truth, not having anything. So,
the system
know the facts. My point is know the facts before you judge someone.
The system needs to do the right thing at some point. And there has to be a point where there's fair justice regardless of where you come from and what you look like. And not assume justice because you know that because of who you are going to take the fall for this. The system has to change. We're sick and tired. This is not the first case and it won't be the last case. Yeah. But we can fight to try and make it the last case. So everybody out there who feels similar to us, voice your concerns, voice your anger. Don't take it out on others. Do it online. and make sure you are very clear with what you want to see change, because that is how things change. We have to put it out there into the universe.
Yep. And obviously we don't talk politics or anything like that, but, to see a young man take his own life because of something that he shouldn't even been charged with, it angers me. It angers all of us here. It angers a lot of people in this world. But I just want to give a kudos and a positive light in this whole entire situation was his lawyer saying, I got you, dog. I'm never giving up on you.
Yep.
So shout out to him. And, love, respect, everyone. So make sure you guys love and just keep the respect going and keep the love around. We'll see you guys here on Thursday, 8:30 or 8 o'clock Eastern time. See you guys.